Good morning, class 5. Today we are going to do the revision of lesson 3rd, that is animals. In our surrounding, many types of animals live, as we all know. We are going to learn about some animals in this chapter. First, we are going to learn about fishes. We all know that fish lives inside the water. They cannot survive without the water. Second is reptiles. Reptiles are the animals that crawl on ground. Crawl means reengna. So the animals that crawl on the ground are known as reptiles. For examples are crocodile, tortoise, snake, lizard. These are the example of reptiles. Next is amphibians. Amphibians are those animals which live in the water also and on the land also. Those animals which live inside the water and on land are known as amphibians. The example of amphibians are like frog. Then we have studied about the birds. We all know the bird fly in the air. They have wings to fly in the air. They are better adapted to live in the air. They like to live in the air mostly. Then our next heading is mammals. Mammals are those animals which have hair on their body, which give birth to their babies and feed their babies on their milk, are known as mammals. What are mammals? Mammals are those animals which give birth to their babies and feed their babies on their milk, that are known as mammals. And the examples of mammals are cows, deers, lions, elephant, zebra, bat. These all are the mammals. Then we have studied about the insects. Insects have 6 legs. They must be fly also. They have wings, throats and abdomen on their head. Bear a pair of feller and they have compound eyes. They may be fly also and crawl on the ground also. Now our next heading is breathing in animals. All the animals have different breathing feature. Like fish is an water animal. It breathes through their gills. Fish breathe through their gills. Same as the animal that lives on land breathe through their lungs. Some animal breathe through their moist skin. Amphibians that live in the water and on land are known as amphibians. Amphibians breathe through the lungs in the on the land, and in water they breathe through their moist skin. Then the feeding habitats in animal. Different animal have different type of feeding habitat. In organ of feeding, herbivores, the animal like cows, horse, means the animal that eat only green plants, are known as herbivores. Herbivores have sharp front teeth or incisor for cutting the plants. Herbivores have sharp front teeth, or you can say herbivores have sharp incisors to cut the plant. Then our next heading is rodent. Rodent like rabbit, rat, squirrels have long and sharp front teeth to gnaw the seed. They mostly like to eat the seed and fruit. They have sharp front teeth to gnaw it. Then insect like mosquito and butterfly have a feeding tube called proboscis. They have a tube like feeding thing that is known as proboscis to suck the liquid. Like mosquito sucks the blood, they have a tube like structure that is known as proboscis, which help them to suck the blood as their food. Then carnivores. Carnivores are the animal who eat only flesh of other animals like lion and tiger. They have sharp and pointed canines to tear the flesh. They have sharp and pointed canines to tear the flesh. Who have? Carnivores have. Then our next heading is bird. Birds of prey like eagle and kite have a sharp, strong and hooked beak. They have hook-shaped beak to catch and hold their prey. Prey means shikar. So what they do, they catch the prey to hold it properly and tear their flesh. Then our next heading is movement in animals. What is our next heading? Movement in animal. In movement in animal we have studied that different type of animals move differently. Like animals who have 4 legs. Front leg are called forelimbs and back legs are called hind limb. animal who have 4 legs. Their front 2 legs are known as forelimb and back 2 legs are known as hindlimb. Their legs help them to move in search of food, and at the bottom of their leg they have developed hooves to protect them and balance their body when they are moving for the search of food. Same way, insects have 6 legs. Most insects use their 6 legs to move. Ant and cockroach crawls on their leg. Grasshopper use their long hind legs to hop. Hind leg means back leg. Just now I have told you, grasshopper, what they do, they hop on their back leg. Butterfly, bee and housefly have wings to fly. Some insects have wings to fly, but their wings are different from the bird's wing. Whose wings are different from the bird's wings? Insects' wings are different from the bird's wings. Then our next heading is movement in aquatic animals. Means animal who live in the water, their movement is different. They move with their fins and tail, help them to move in the water. And movement in aerial animals means the animals that live in air. How do they move? Animals like birds have wings. With the help of them they fly in the air and move from one place to another. Animals who fly in the air, they have wings to fly in the air and move from one place to another. Their forelimbs are modified into wings. They also have hind limb and forelimb. Their forelimbs are modified in the form of wings and hind limbs as the presence of their legs. This is about the movement of animal. Then our next heading is migration. Migration means when an animal or any organism travel from one place to another in the search of their food, shelter, for reproduction, for feeding habit, anything, their daily needs. When they search or move from one place to another, that process is known, or that movement is known as migration. What is migration? The movement of animal in search of food, shelter, for reproduction, for their favorable condition. When they move from one place to another, that movement is known as migration. And for example, like Siberian birds migrate yearly once in a year to like Asia to India. They come from the Arctic term, cover a distance nearly about 70,000 kilometers from their north to south pole. How much they travel? 70,000 kilometers and come to India. You must have seen in the month of December, January and February, they must be seen in the holy river Ganga, the white birds. They are the Siberian birds that travel from Arctic terns. Then our next heading is movement in reptiles. Animals that crawl on ground are known as reptiles. Just I have told you, animals like a snake, lizard and crocodile, tortoise are the reptiles. They crawl on ground. Earthworm, termites, moles live under the ground. Their limbs are generally absent and modified for digging. Their limbs are means their legs are generally absent or modified for the digging the holes to live inside the ground. Then we have studied the life cycle, means from the birth to the death, the time period which the organisms go through is known as their life cycle. Then we have studied the stages in life cycle. We have studied about the life cycle of cockroach and butterfly. They are different stages which they go from, like when they lay the egg, then they became larva, then they became pupa, and at last they became adult. This way we have revised our lesson this way we have finished our revision of lesson 3rd also. So please class 5 do the thorough revision for your unit test and prepare all the exercises, terms very carefully. I have made the true false from the terms also, fill in the blanks from the terms also. So please go through each and every term of lesson 1, lesson 2 and lesson 3 for your unit test first. Be careful, revise whole chapter. Have a nice day. Bye bye and best of luck for your unit test.